Happy Monday. Happy Super Bowl week. Ooh, are you guys excited? It's Super Bowl week. Yeah, I can't even look excited. So,
I'm excited. I love Super Bowl week.
Hey,
me too, Mike. I can't even look excited. I see like,
hey, you know, I used to play football, so I was definitely invested. But I've been so traumatized that I love it from a distance now. You know what I mean?
damn, I can't be holding out on me. See, you be showing me things about you every single week that I didn't even know about. I didn't even know you used to play football. I thought you was always in the street.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I played football. I played center and right tackle.
Wow.
Okay, he was on the offensive line. Okay.
Yeah, I was a lineman. Yeah.
Hey, Urban Noise, man. Hey, Urban Noise. If you hear me, fresh sound floor, you hear this? Because when you play back, you guys are capping. Y'all guys have been holding out on me for over like 23 years. Real talk. What the Sousa? The Sousa.
What's up, the Sousa? The Sousa's in the building.
My Switzerland queen.
It's in the house. But anyhow, of course, guys, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the like button. If you have not done so already, please make sure you subscribe. If you have not done so already, please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. We go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. And remember, when you hit that notification bell, make sure to click all so you get all the updates, all the things we've been popping on the channel, reaction videos, everything. We love you guys so much. That's why we want you guys to do it. So that being said, you already know, Jordan, it's all you.
All right. What's up, people? What's up, people? Thank y'all for coming in. Like I said, Roddy said, make sure y'all like and subscribe. Well, sorry. So y'all see what the topic is. Y'all can read it. Why Black people must work together and be okay. So with this topic, I definitely want to talk about this, especially in our Black community, especially in 2023. It seems like, how's it looking like in a public view? It's like we're not working together, or otherwise staying on code to help ourselves and help our community. And what I mean by staying on code is there might be something we might see on social media, on television, that we might do something that maybe the other race might look at as particularly wrong. But if you look at another race, when they do something particularly wrong, if they're with each other, they usually clearly, they stay, in code or stay in tech, or they know what to do, or trying not to make their race look bad. With us, it just seems like we're just either we're confused, we don't care about the code, or we don't need a code. It seems like especially especially with the men and the women. That's one of the biggest things. Like with Black men and Black women, we never say no code. I see a lot of Black women when they're together, they definitely stay on code. I see that a lot. Some Black men, I do see that sometimes, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes I don't see that we stay on code. Just in general, it's like in our community, it's like we're not on code on these things, and it's just like we need a lot of work on that. So Hakim's gonna play a video. It's an old video. It shows you of Muhammad. This is Black History Month, so we're gonna show Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier how they was in an interview, even though they was messing with each other. There was a line that they stayed on code with. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the video. Then after that, we're gonna chop it up.
Definitely. How you doing, Just Jay? How you doing?
Just Jay, what's going on, Just Jay?
Perfect.
I don't hate Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier don't hate me. Joe Frazier's got to take care of himself, and I got to take care of mine when the bell rang. And I will admit,
everybody's on their own.
We are really stone enemies when the bell rang. And after the fight, I have nothing wrong against him.
Well,
one day I like for my little children to play with his little children.
Oh, isn't that adorable?
But that don't mean to say that I'm gonna think about that. When the bell rang, he will be in trouble.
Gee, on this film, I'd swear you said I don't like him at all on that film we did earlier. Was that just, were you joking then or now?
Well, I mean, what are you doing, agitating?
I wouldn't do a thing like
This
that.
has been the history of America. You just love to see two colored folks beat up each other. He ain't agitating, trying to get us fight. We gonna fight. You don't have to agitate. The rumble is on. We don't get along, so we gonna get it on. And if he thinks he's the best, so he's gonna jump in my chest. So you don't have to try to agitate and push it on no farther unless you want us to start now, and you might get hit in the middle.
Are you reading that off something? That was pretty good.
In fact, looking back to the last fight, do you think that you still won that fight?
The last fight, look, I don't like to be what they call a sore loser and brag and talk about losing. You know, it's up to the people. I think I won. I think I landed more punches. I think he was in worse physical shape. I got knocked down. Henry Cooper knocked me down. Sonny Banks knocked me down. Doug Jones almost knocked me down. Alan Hustler in the Olympics knocked me down. Joe Louis got knocked down. Max Mellon, Sugar Ray, that's all right, been knocked down. He's been knocked down.
What are you saying, that you think he won the fight?
I know. I believe I won the fight. I believe I won the fight.
How many times you look at the fight?
About 5.
Want to look at it Sunday?
We'll see it. Forget the fight, Joe. We're gonna meet again.
You better believe it. We will meet again.
I'm saying you just bought a big old pretty mink coat. It was all in the newspapers. You had a $10,000 mink coat.
I got it backstage. Want to take a look
I
at it?
saw that. You did buy
two
it.
big old diamond rings.
Beautiful.
And I want you to get you a new trade after this game and learn to play, because you're gonna need them.
Look at it. What's that?
Wow.
I want you to take that big pretty
What's
mink
that?
and Continental and them pretty diamonds and get on out and do a little playing,
But what I'll
because
do,
you're
I'll
gonna leave
save-
the ring
I'll
that
save,
night.
I'll save something for you.
You started all this.
Wait.
You started all of it.
Just
Whenever
remember
you
that.
come-
Please remember that I wear
Whenever
glasses.
you come down where I'm at, I'll take care of you. Make sure
No,
that
but
you're
I want to give Joe credit. Honest, all
Credit.
sincerity, something I never said. I got to admire this man to be where he is today, to have went as long as he did and as good as he did, plus knocking me down, to get his ranking with no style.
How you like that?
No, I mean,
How you
I mean,
like
seriously,
no
I'm not
style?
talking about Joe. I have
No
to admit,
style.
even as trainer, I mean, you got the boxing style, like Joe Frazier. You'll never see Joe Frazier jabbing and faking and backing up, and moving
Oh
aside.
man, you got
He's always
surprise.
coming
You got a
forward.
surprise coming. You got a surprise coming. You wait till 28.
How you gonna teach
Yeah.
old
You gonna
dog
see
new
something.
tricks? How you gonna learn some new
You
tricks?
called him
that
an old
quick?
dog. Well,
No,
hear
you
that?
are still agitating. I didn't say that.
No, he called you. I heard it. Didn't he say it?
What you mean a dog? You didn't call me a dog. You say you can't teach
He
dogs.
said an old dog, new
No,
tricks. He
not
calls
him.
you a bear
I'm not
half the
talking-
time.
I'm
He
a what
told me at the camp that you sleep with a teddy bear in your bed. Now, I don't make these things up, you know.
That's what he said.
This guy tells me this. and
Let's
I-
be friends for 1 minute just to get him.
No, come on. Please, come on. No, come on. No. This is my good.
Let's show him.
Oh, what?
Let's show him.
No, I really don't think this is necessary. What time is it? It's,
Let me tell you something.
oh, no.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
I will. Wait, can I say something?
Let me tell you something.
I must
I
tell
want
you.
to tell you one thing. All of the brothers out there watching television,
Yeah.
I don't care how mad y'all at each other, when it's come to one of these fellas trying to divide us, we must unite.
Oh, stop. Wait a minute. Wait.
Now, as you can see, there was a level of respect that they have for each other, you know, with Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali, and they definitely stayed in code. They was on the White Show and they stayed in code. And you can see you also can see how Muhammad Ali was uplifting Joe Frazier about hopefully one day we play with the kids. I want to see you in a nice suit, diamond earrings, all that type of stuff. So there was a level of respect, a level of uplifting, and here in 2023, you see very little of that, very, very little of that. And in order and stuff like that, we need to go back into that so we can, increase our class in our class in our community, and also the level of respect we have in community. Because how it's look right now, it's like we have very, very little respect for each other, and it starts with self. So go ahead, gentlemen. Y'all go on in. What y'all got to say? Go ahead. Pass the baton.
Yeah, I love, especially with me, I love watching like classic videos, especially with one of the greats, Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. This was another prime example of how back then how sticking together made Black people go very far in the United States. Now we live in an era today that sticking together, they always say blood sticking in water. However, I think it's more envious is sticking in the water because now we don't want to stick together. We don't want to support each other. However, when it comes from the man aspect. Now, when it comes for the women, Black women, they stick together very, very strongly because they took a note and they understand the concept of sticking together. And not only that, because Black women hands down, they are very educated. They're very they're very, they read a lot, so they understand our American history, especially Black history. So they're using that within their girl code. Men today don't have a guy code. Like prime example, us three guys on the panel, we work together. We striving to make this channel, pop off, make it, well known and make it, bigger than life. However, there's other men in these type of spaces. They will not work with us. They will not see us. They won't even comment on the comment section. And that's the problem we having. But women, if you go to Cynthia G's page, if you look on Cynthia G's page, she's promoting other content creators, other women, and from all different spaces because they understand the aspect of working together. And mind you, she don't just promote white women. It's mostly Black women. We 3 Black men on the panel, and like I said again, you won't see no one like have a big space. Won't come over here and promote this page. Why? Prime example. Look, Jordan. Look in the chat right now. The Sousa is promoting your page on our page. That's how to show you that Black women understand the concept of unified than Black men do. Now, I know other guys in the space say, "Oh, that's not true," because you go to Angry Man, you go to other content creator page. There's a lot of men there because you know why? Majority of them pamper those men. That's why the man is there. But if hands down. If you ask the men, do they really want to be there? They will tell you no. They'd rather be on the woman's page than the actual man's page. But we're going to dive in tonight, and I'll let Hakeem go in his bag. But I just want to use that concept and that analogy just to show that how men today, we don't work together like they did in the days of old. Go ahead, Hakeem. I know you're going to go in.
Oh, no, definitely. This is something that I went to school for. A lot of y'all don't know I study Africana studies in college. And practicing group economics is something that I preach. Marcus Garvey is my spiritual mentor. So when we talking about sticking together, only time a nigga is good for is to get for a party or to maybe run a train on somebody. Other than that, we're not here for no togetherness. And it's sad to say it. As long as I've done this podcast, before me and the brothers went video, it was mainly Black women who came and supported us. Mainly Black women.
Facts.
Mainly Black women. So Black women has always been our biggest supporter and our favorite that we support them. I go on Sexy Red page and I support her page. I send her cash apps and stuff like that. And so it's to the point to understand that we're never going to move forward as a people if the women and men don't stick together. We can clearly see that. We all have different opinions. We all practice different religion. And this is the reason why we can't never get together. White boys on a fundamental level, when it comes down to being white, they can agree on that. And they are able to put aside whatever situations they got going on for power. We don't do that. You know what I mean? And just think about it from the standpoint of, first off, we don't respect our peoples and we don't respect money. If we respect money, we would be spending money with our own people. You can't expect us to move forward or to be considered a powerful group of people in America when we don't even cooperate with another. We cooperate with every other race. We sleep with every other race with no problem. We'll divulge our money with every other race. But when it comes down to our own, we don't trust nigga. There's a saying I'm gonna let y'all brothers take this. My cousin always told me there was a movie where a black person came into town and there was a black shop and a white shop. They both selling the same thing. He went over to the white shop and bought 3 bags. And the dude asked him, "Why did you do that?" The black person said, "I think the ice is a little bit cold over there."
Go ahead, Jordan.
Wow, that's deep. And then I also want to add this, that the level of support in the community is very, very low. I mean, very, very low. It's right here. And we don't. It's like we don't like especially for the men. Like I said, Ronnie was saying, like we don't like for other men content creators. How we don't support each other. That's a big thing. It's like we like to beef more than support.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think. And the thing is, it's like we see the side of entertainment of beefing instead of supporting each other. And trying to build together and grow together. And it's just like if you steep that low. If you really steep that low, then what are you doing? What are you doing? It just if like I said, it's like it's more of the likes than not having self-respect for yourself, and then have self-respect for your community. And it's it's really that simple. It's just like with me, it's like when I see every time I'm out, or if I see something, if I'm walking down, if I see something like here in LA, it's a lot of food trucks, and a lot of people like to sell stuff and everything. And the first thing I do is if I see like anybody that's like a black stand or the food court, that's the first thing I go to see what's up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing I do, because it's to show it's the level of support that I'm gonna show to my community before I show anybody else.
Facts.
So that's what I do, and that's what my wife do, and that's what what my family has taught me. Make sure you support what's in your community first before you support somebody else. With me, majority of things that I buy, clothes, shea butter, anything. It's like I'm like 60 or 70% of that is really black owned. And also, with me, I rarely listen to white media like that. All I listen to is black media. 80% of the time, 90% I listen to black media. It's a lot of stuff that I kind of slid down and listen to anything that wears stuff or hear stuff that's black owned. Because if I know I'm hearing something in the media that's black owned, I know that they're not going to fabricate a story or try to change the story. I know that it's fact because I know that it's factual because it's something that happened in our community. And a lot of people don't do that. That definitely should change.
No, you make a good point, and that's why I take a message out of Dr. Carl Anderson, because he talks a lot about good economic. Prime example, if you know somebody online selling let's say cocoa butter, and you're not even gonna put it on your skin, buy it anyway. Support it. Me, I do the same thing. When I go to a black event, I'm buying everything. I'm gonna try to buy everything. I support anybody, even if I don't wear it. I'm just doing the aspect of support it, because remember, if the dollars go around our community as often as it does the white, Spanish, and the Arabs, and also the Jewish community, it will go as far as where we are today. Black people, they always say black people don't have resources. I disagree with it. We just don't know how to use the resources properly like the other races do. Now, to back off what Hakeem said about this platform being supported by black women, when we first started, Hakeem can tell you, most of my interview, I was trying to get men. When it was just me and Hakeem, I was trying to get men. Literally, content creators, men, that's got to contact everything. I would hit them up. Mind you, they would tell me I had to spend a certain type of money. Okay, cool. We had a celebrity on here.
Yep.
Which is one of our top videos. We had a celebrity go by the name of D Woods. Mind you, she's already established. She's already well known. She's already a Grammy Award winner, everything. She did it for free. And she's a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even have to beg her or anything. She literally did it for she's like, you guys growing. I want to support you guys. Mind you, this is why I told you, that's the issue we have with men. That's why men always talk. I was saying a lot of men do a lot of good talking on these YouTube spaces. But at the end of the day, they will not work with you. Matter of fact, they will backstab you in the back. To be honest with you, that's why I love you guys the most, because you guys is literally like a partnership. There's no backstabbing. We talk about everything. Everything is collective. We growing together. We understanding each other. But in these spaces here, in YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok and Twitter, oh, forget about it. And this is why people always say, that's why they don't respect us as a race. They do not respect us as a race. This is the reason why. Because they see how we don't respect each other. We don't love each other like you see Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. We don't have that anymore.
No. But
go ahead.
Look at it from the point that black men are always at competition. Instead of, the person who we need to be in competition with, you are my brother. What I'm going to go in competition with you for? We just going to get the money together. And if you better than me, you better than me. I'm supposed to applaud and support you. But it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really work like that. And we look at it from some points of everything, even my life as growing up, or even being on the streets, every man has a superiority complex. I've always been a team player because I understand what it means to be a part of a group that's that. You know what I mean? Like those other people who we know we would not say their name. You mess with one, you mess with a whole nation. I can, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, but that doesn't work for black people, because if we go through something, people say, "Oh, I don't want to get involved in that. That has nothing to do with me." That's the first thing the black person is like, "Oh, they getting jumped over there. That ain't nothing to do with me." You know what I mean? If a person's struggling or he needs money or something, we don't care really about our brothers like that. Everything is for every man for themselves. You feel me?
Well, I was going to ask you guys a question. I was going to ask you guys a question. What is the issue why black men cannot work together? Is it because of something we're taught, or is it because that's just who we are as an individual?
Go ahead. You want to go?
No, I'm still packing my thoughts away. I can't.
Culturally, we have lost our way. Before slavery, we've always worked together. We've always been together. Listen, a group of black men together is a powerful force. I've seen it in my eyes. I've seen when a couple black kids are just together and watch them interact with each other, and they form their own little ceremony. And at that younger age, they understand of group economics. We just taught to hate ourselves. As soon as we get inducted into the school system, we taught to not like our brothers. We taught to not like our black women. We taught that we need to get the white man's woman. And we taught we need the white man's job. So as soon as you get in school, you learn all of this. People think I'm lying. But before me getting to school, we wasn't indoctrinated to a bunch of this stuff. I love women. I love being with my brother. As of that, it's to the point, I had a homeboy one time. He wanted to start a business, and I was helping him with forming his business as far as his I don't want to say what type of business because he might know. He literally told me, he said, I don't want to open it up in the black community. They're not going to pay. They don't have no money. And I said, how do you know that? He said, I'm trying to open up fine dining. And, white people appreciate that. Are you sure? I say, we don't want to spend more money at Ruth Chris, Red Lobsters, and all these places. And Morton Steakhouse, we be there. You feel me? White folks be there, but we be there. So you tell me you wouldn't want to put somewhere in proximity to where people go, like, you know what I mean? So it's that mindset to talk that we not taught to like ourselves. Like I said, listen, I used to go to the flea market all the time, get my sneakers, clothes, and shoes. I can't do that no more. They closed everything down. We didn't come together as a people to buy the flea market. Because you want to know why? We don't care about all of that. We don't care about the group, and except we got to care about ourselves. And that's the issue where we need to evolve.
And also, Kim, I want to add to this too. Sometimes it could go through your family, closest families, and then friends too.
Mm-hmm.
I have a big family, and there's some family members, that think that they might not like you or dislike you because they think you're better than them. And the thing is with them, they're just stuck. They don't know what to do. It's like they don't want to ask for help. They want to figure out. They want to figure out for themselves. And when they can't do it, they keep on hating and hating and hating. Like especially when years and years and years go by, and they see you uptrending, and then that person either he's staying in one trend or they're going down trend.
Basically. And
then also it could be your friends too, somebody that's close to you. I have a friend of mine who's been a buddy of mine for a long time. And I never noticed, until, when I was in once I moved to Miami, just some like sneak disses that he do that I don't catch until I really, really think about it.
Wow. That's insane.
It's just like for no reason. And my thing is, we was tight, but there's sometimes it be sneak dissing. And I think what was the root on that is because there's other friends I was cool with too, but I guess he didn't like that for some reason. But my thing is, it's like we're all cool, me and his relationship was cool, and I have somebody like me and Young Money Carlo, we're still tight.
Yeah.
And then there's another friend I have, we're still tight, and I have like 3 closest friends for 20 plus years, and we still text and talk all that type of stuff, but this particular friend, I don't know if he liked that because I don't know if he wanted me to myself. But my thing is like, no, man, it don't work like that. We're gonna be cool on that type of stuff. But I feel like maybe he was jealous to see that, and it's just like I don't know why he was jealous because we've been close for a long time.
Mm.
So just to finish Ronnie's answer is that it could definitely happen with you. Sometimes your closest friends who might stab you in the back, and also can happen in your family as well.
I think culturally, I agree with both of you guys. Y'all both point of views. I'm gonna answer my own question. I think the problem is, it has something to do with teaching, because most of the time we learn things from our parents. Now, for prime example, the mother is supposed to teach the child. The father is supposed to give the child guidance. Now, for the aspect of the father not being there and the mother doing everything she could, most of the time you see your mother struggle. So most men, when they get of that age, they say, "Okay, my mom struggled," and we live in the same community where they're not really helping her out. There's no form of back end. But then, I go to other community, and then that's what they're doing. So guess what? I'm gonna learn from the other community instead of learning from my own community. Black culture itself has been destroyed. I think over 70 years now, it has been destroyed, and it seems like it have not gone no form of no progression. Now, women on the aspect, Black women particularly, are going on the right direction because they understand the whole concept of uniting. Anything that goes wrong within the community, or when I meet within the Black community, you see women coming together and try to get things resolved. I see more women organization going out there in the streets than men organization, which is crazy. Black Lives Matter, even though people say what they must say about that, especially me, I have my own when it comes to Black Lives Matter, but that's a Black woman organization.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's nationwide. Black women, not a man organization. Now, mind you, we had a man organization, the NAACP, but what are they doing compared to Black Lives Matter? Black Lives Matter got sponsorship from the NBA, which is huge.
And NFL. NAACP
don't even have that. And those are Black men, supposedly.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That is the problem we having. Oh, how you doing? Peace and love, Netflix. We got a new subscriber. Peace and love, Netflix. So I was, hey, yeah. Peace and love, Netflix. Peace and love. I love that at Netflix. She got to break it down though. That's the issue we're having within the community. I think the man has we ourselves had lost our way because we don't have no sense of leadership, and our father didn't really teach us how to have sponsorship within the community.
And you know one thing I can think of to help out, and a lot of women they do this, but black men do this too, but not a lot. You know, and I wish I would did this too. It's like I believe black men that go to college join a fraternity, yo. Join a fraternity, because once you in a fraternity, it's like you're coded. You know, you definitely in the code. You know, I see a lot of black women. You know, they definitely in their sororities and everything, and they tight. You know, and I would love to see a lot of black men if they go to college join more fraternities, because I'm not saying they are black men that join fraternities, but I wish I could see a lot more join to a fraternity.
Say it again. Did we lose you? Say it again. Did I lose you?
Who, me?
Yeah, I didn't hear your last point. Say your last point again. I think I lost you. I lost.
Oh no! I was just saying, a lot of black men need it if they go to college to just join more of fraternity. That's all.
Yeah, fraternity is a good way too to learn about black men joining together. I love fraternities, especially when I used to have a friend that was in the fraternity, and I used to go to fraternity parties and to see the group of men coming together. It's very powerful. That's what I'm saying. If black men can understand the concept of coming together, we'll be powerful within the space, within the careers, and within a lot of organizations. But the problem is, like Hakeem said, is ego, is envious, and it's just that we like everybody want to be the boss.
Yep.
Hakeem used that a lot. Everybody want to be the boss. No one want to be the servant, or no one want to take the servant role. Go ahead, Hakeem.
No, you're 100% right, and man, it's crazy. When I sit back and I think about the amount of money I've seen people leave on the table because they won't work together, and how a lot of crews fail. I've always been a loner for most of my life, because I've been I used to run with a gang, and I used to do a lot of other stuff. A lot of people just don't stick together. A lot of people mentalities are not or the same. Sometimes you could do anything you want to try to keep the team together, but if the team's not together, they just not want to be together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing about that, is how much love do you have for your brother to want to do right by him, to want to stick with him? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This to answer your question, I was gonna say, oh, you saw it. This to answer your question.
What'd she say? She said, D'Souza asked me a question where?
About even with Ty, why Black Lives Matter not in the streets protesting?
We because we automatically thought he did something wrong. That's the image, that we're taught. Black men don't trust another nigga. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that nigga had to do something for them people to beat his ass like that. That's the first.
No, but she made a good point. Why is the black man out in the street protesting? Why are the women doing it?
Yeah, because women have always been at the heel of that, because everybody who was out there seen them as a brother, an uncle, a nephew, a son. Us, on the other hand, why was he out there at that time of night? Shouldn't he has been home? Like, this is how we think about it. Yeah. I even been a victim of that at times. I look and see some shit going on. My first thought be like, oh, that nigga had done did something. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? But then my senses will come to me and be like, oh no. You know what I mean? Like, that's our brother. Let me see what's going on. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
but even with that situation, you see how men literally beat a black man, literally beat another black man up because of the whole aspect on like realistic say over the hell aspect of a woman. But as a brother, you're supposed to be like, you know what? He's my brother. We already losing black boys all the time, black men, especially through the prison system and also through the murder rate. You know, he's my brother. Let me not try to delete him. But it ain't work that way.
No, definitely. Shout outs to under a bloody red sky. Shout outs to you all the way from Ireland.
New subscriber. What's up? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's another situation I want to say too. Last night with the Grammys, you know, I was hearing a trend of how with the Migos, how Offset and Quavo allegedly they were supposed to perform with each other, and then but before the performance, there was allegedly rumors of how Quavo and Offset got an altercation for some reason. It had to be something personal. But the thing I'm trying to say is, it's like, you know, when they were trying to pay tribute to Takeoff, you kind of expect to see Offset and Quavo, but we didn't see that. All we saw was Quavo. And as it tell you, even though with Takeoff's, you know, not being here, you know, we thought that we, you know, kind of bring, you know, Offset and Quavo together, but you see what happened last night. You know, they didn't perform with each other over something small. So that's another example for you guys as well.
No, but good point, Jordan. You know, I didn't realize I did that literally just in my phone about Quavo and Offset getting into it at the Grammys. Because remember, you gotta understand something. We're brothers. Brother, they've been together for like, I think, since childhood. And you let one of our brothers go. That's how to show you that we don't have respect for one another. Like, you have like, for example, Jordan, if I know you have a gambling problem, or I know you going to an area that I know is dangerous in LA, and you going over there to play dice, I'm gonna tell you, Jordan, nah, bro, I don't think you should go, man. You got a lot to lose here. You on the right track. Don't go over there, because you know at the end of the day, they might set you up, they might not like you. I'm your brother. I'm supposed to take care of you. Mm-hmm. You don't have that anymore. See, Hakeem, he'll tell you, if I go somewhere in the dead territory, Hakeem gonna like you. He gonna hit me up like, hey, Ronnie, man, you know, I'm letting you know, I'm from the streets. You go over there, you might not make it back out. For my sake, because I love you, stay home.
Yeah.
We ain't got that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue. That is the issue. The issue is men don't want to unite anymore. Black women want to unite, but yet the black man want to blast the black woman because of the whole aspect of, I think, to be honest with you, I think some of these men are jealous of the black women because they're seeing how they move and operate out here.
And the thing is about it, Ronnie, black women want to see black men unite.
Mm-hmm.
They do want to see that. And my thing is, I don't know why black women don't, I don't know why they're not seeing or comprehending. Black women want to see black men unite. And the order to do that, to see that is the black women want to see us unite, because that's if they want to see that, that can say is that, okay, if the black women can see black men unite, okay, they can be our leaders again. And a lot of black women don't think that we can lead. And that's the loss of the level of respect that we have for the black man.
Yeah.
Prime example, Hakeem, how many people do you know that go to the hood and help back with the community, Hakeem? Name how many people. We can name some rappers, but name like a couple of businessmen that go back to the community and say, you know what, I'm gonna go help the hood and talk to these kids.
I know not one. I know not one.
But you can name rappers though.
You mean from Miami or just in general?
Yeah, from Miami. We already know a couple of them from Miami.
The only person I could say I've seen, but you see, I've seen him hang out. I've never seen him like do anything. Yeah, really nobody. Really nobody. I don't know nobody that I've ever seen physically. Matter of fact, that's a lie. That's a lie. Maybe 10 years ago, Trick Daddy came to the Poker Beans and had a U-Haul truck of toys and book bags on Christmas. That's the only time I ever seen something like that in my life. Other than that, I ain't never seen nothing like that ever again.
I seen Alonzo Mourning, Trick Daddy, Rick Ross, Iceberg. I think everybody already know Kodak give heavily to his community.
Oh yeah. You see, I don't follow.
And then people see why they get mad at the rappers. Why the rappers are more respected than the actual businessmen, because they give it back to the community. They giving them kids some form of guidance. And I don't even want to talk about the women. The women, I see women literally go to conference for high school, middle school, elementary school, business women. What's her name? I forgot her name. It's in my head, but I don't want to say her name wrong. But she's a well-known politician. She would literally go to like a school event and teach his kids about politics. I don't see the man doing it.
You know, men would have to be compelled to do certain things. You know what I mean? Hold on. Look at this. Irish people had to fight for everything they got. Look at the name Paddy Wagon. They never liked us. They sports club and sports clubs for Irish is to this day. We're incredibly tight, and that's where you want to know something. I'm gonna have to agree with him on that. I don't know if you know this. Back in the days in New York, I don't know if it was in New York. They used to have a sign that said "No blacks, no Irish, no dogs."
Oh, for real?
Yeah. They used to have a sign like that. So, you know what I mean? He has a point, but the point that, you know what I mean, the Irish people have that we don't have, they stay on code. You're not gonna come here and disrespect nobody from Ireland without getting something clucked over your head. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a situation. You know what I mean? So, and we just have to keep learning to be on code and being on one to another. That's why I say being black has to be a religion. Being Irish is a religion. Like being Chinese is a religion. Speaking Cantonese, like being, you know what I mean, being from China, you can't go disrespect anything from China. China Mac will beat you up. But but listen here, we allow him to say nigga on television and nobody don't press him. And he'll even say nobody gonna check him about saying that word. And this is what he said. He doesn't say it now, but I was just giving to how much we don't even respect ourselves. We'll let somebody talk like that in front of us. Come on, dog. Like we gotta be on one accord.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, It's just,
you know what I mean? You got to be patriotic. You have to be patriotically black. I'm not trying to say, you know what I mean? And this is the point of the fact that I say patriotically black, because there's so much fractions in being black that we start to get confused at times. Oh, what you is? I'm Nigerian. I'm Haitian. I'm Jamaican. That shit starts to get convoluted at times. Because you want to know why a Haitian dude would sit back and let somebody disrespect a black person because he's not black. He said, I'm from Haiti, you know what I mean?
That's true.
I'm being
especially in Miami. I'm laughing, especially in Miami. That's why I'm laughing.
Louverture, Tucson. Like, I don't know about that. You say that has nothing to do with me. I'm saving my money to go back to my country. But me personally, when I'm on the streets, I always say I'm African American, to be honest with you. I rarely, if you hear my last name, because I identify more with them because I've been in the mud. I would not listen, I don't let Jamaicans, I don't let Haitians, I don't let nobody come around and just talk slick about black people in general. I get offended.
But Hakeem, but the reason you did that because of why? You was taught those things. Education is very important. If black boys don't have the education and the resources to be able to respect their heritage, they'll say no more black person as the enemy. Like right now, us three guys right now on this live on YouTube, I guarantee you there's some black men already seeing us as the enemy. You know what? They bash black men. Why are they not going after the black woman? So their part is already given. And I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it because I understand our culture is effed up. But if we could get men to come together and say, you know what these brothers are saying is right. Let's come together. Let's work together. Let's see if we can build together. Let's scrap all the drama. Let's just build together. Let's build. Let's capitalize. If we could capitalize right now, we could own our own NFL team or create our own NFL.
You're right. But with all the stuff we're talking about is relative. We can do this overnight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is why there's some things I'm just working on that's strictly just dealing with black folks. Because let me tell you something. When you don't own nothing, you're still a slave. When you don't work with your people, you're still a slave. You know what I mean? So it's definitely on the thing. That's why I said we got to work with our people. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this. I'm just 100% I'm just saying that for us to love anybody outside of being black, we have to love ourselves first. For us to even work, because sometimes we'll throw each other under the bus. You can, and mind you, you can go anywhere in this state. Listen, under the bloody sky. If you know this, I know about Irish people a lot because I lived in Boston, very populated about Irish and second, third generation Irish Americans who never even been to the country. You cannot come here talk shit about that. They would step. No. I've seen a lot of people get punched in their face by mentioning something small about Ireland. And these are people who never even, they're like 4 generations removed. I say we need to be like that. But we can't do that because everybody experiences are different. This is why I say every kid who grows up in the ghetto needs to go to a separate school from the school he goes to that's multicultural black. You know what I mean? Because the thing about it is the Hispanic blacks and the blacks, the biracial blacks, they all need to be on one accord as well. That's why it has to be a love yourself school first, where to teach you about, you have to get a certificate about being black as well to get out of that.
I want to ask Jordan a question because Jordan right now he's in California. Because remember, Hakeem, we may get it wrong. Remember, he's from another state. They probably black men probably operate differently over there than what they do in Florida. So I was going to ask Jordan, how do he see things when it comes from the black unifying in California?
What I can say with the blacks who's born and raised in Los Angeles, I could they definitely stay in code. You know, I can definitely tell you, I'm separated from somebody who's from, you know, that came from out of state like myself, and then somebody who lives in a residence. Like if I go to Lamar Park, I just went there yesterday. Like when I go through there, it's like there's a code that they build in that area. That I come in here, it's like, what's up, Queen? What's up, King? You know, and it feels uplifting. You know, very, very uplifting. And you know, it started with, you know, people, you know, man that's in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. You know, they keep that code right there. You know, and when another race come, they stay, you know, they don't change though, they stay in code. So even though, you know, Los Angeles is a big city, but there's, you know, certain areas in Los Angeles where I see when I go into certain areas where there's a lot of black people, they stay in code. And that was strange for me because, you know, Miami, I ain't seen a lot of that, and also Michigan, I ain't seen a lot of that. When I came to LA, it was just something different there. I was like, oh wow, these, you know, the black people here, they know what's up. You know, they stay together. You know, they know what's up because how big LA is and how, you know, how black people are a minority here. So it's like they had no choice but to get together because a lot of black people, they're spread apart because how big Los Angeles is. But when we come together, for people that live as an LA resident, or when somebody that's from another state and they see that, it's like, oh shoot, you know, for me, it was something different. And I was like, ooh, you know, I wish I could see that in other cities, but here in LA, I see a lot more of black people staying in code.
But I want to ask you, are they staying in code just because of, like, for example, because, you know, LA has you deal with a lot with gang affiliation, or they just staying in code because that's just the culture there?
It's a culture here. It's definitely a culture here. I can definitely see that. I can definitely say that's when it's a culture.
So Hakeem, we probably got it wrong. We probably only see that in Florida. Probably Florida is probably not staying in code, but California staying in code. I wish we had somebody from New York. I wish Jabari was there because you know he's in New York. I would ask him, do you see the same thing in New York? But he's not here right now. But can it just be a Florida thing?
No, I think you got a point. I think it's any place that's very multicultural. Oakland, California is very black. So, but of course, black people are going to stick together. Philadelphia is very black. Jackson, Mississippi is very black. There's certain places that's going to have a black feel to it. But, you know, places like New York City here, where your whole building can be in, you can live in one apartment building in New York and it's an international building. 60 different races living there. So it's kind of hard to understand your blackness when you're not around a lot of black people. Then you become multicultural. We need to be multicultural. We need to be able to work with others, but for us to do that, we have to understand ourselves first. And that's the thing that Marcus Garvey always preaches, and you know what I mean, and to learn to do for self, love self, and build our own communities, build our own schools. We need to mimic how the people whose names we know not to speak about. We need to mimic exactly like that. Because if we we'd be a force to be reckoned with. Because you got to remember, we invent most of the stuff. We create the new styles. What if we kept all that to ourselves? What you think would happen to the world? There's a book that y'all need to go look where in the year from 1800s to this, we had it documented, and this was what's documented, of almost 8,000 patents in the United States. Some black people was 8,000 patents. Some people were scared to even say that they owned the patent because a lot of at that time people would not work with them. So we have enough power and money to go do whatever we want. We can go to any country and rebuild the whole nation if we want, but we need to learn to stick together. That's the biggest thing. You know
I think it's an agenda. If you ask me my opinion, I think it's an agenda of reason why they want us working together, because I think they see how powerful we can become if we work together. Okay, you ever see? I've seen it before. If you ever see a man come together on a project, you see how the project just shoots up.
Yeah.
Prime example, look at Martin Luther King. They even say if Martin Luther King and Malcolm X would have worked together, they would have been a force been working with. But because they allowed them to have beef among each other, that's why both of them had their ultimate demise. So it's just like, that's what I'm saying. If we could just come together with the same idea and take our egos out of it and say, you know what, we focusing on this. This is our main agenda. Let's focus on this. We will go far in light. But the problem is, and not only that, let's prime example, corporate America. Hakeem, you've been there. I've been there. Of course, Jordan been there. And corporate America, you ever see a black person when he gets a title or he get a higher position in his job? You see how he asks on the people, his coworkers that's black? He don't even try to uplift them like, you know what, let me give you your resources, let me give you the tool. Remember, like I said, the resources and the tool so you can be where I am, but instead he won't keep them down, so he won't try to take his position. Now, on the other hand, black women won't do that. If black women see a sister that's down, she will give her the information.
Mm-hmm.
And the next week or 2 weeks later, and I've seen it, next week, 2 weeks later, she's promoted. I've seen it firsthand.
It's important, man. It's important.
Yeah, I do that with my coworkers. So there's a coworker who's probably 5 or 4 years younger than me, but I have more experience than them. I give them game. I tell this is what you do. This is not what you're supposed to do. Watch out for this. Watch out for that. You know, I just tell you, any questions you got, just let me know. I got you.
No, you're right.
I don't know. You read the under a blood red sky. Shout out to him. I think he wrote a comment. He said, look at the Northern Ireland and how tight the Irish was against the British.
Mm-hmm.
They were undefeated. That's a fact. That's a historical fact. There was an undefeated army. And not only that, I'm not gonna lie, even Adolf Hitler, even though people bash him, whatever, we you know, because what he did was crazy, but he brought Germany together. And look how powerful they became around in the 1940s. At one point, black people was together. We was able to build Wall Street. And not only just in that one area, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it was everywhere. It was in Florida, Atlanta, South Carolina, California. It was everywhere. Black Wall Street was just everywhere. Texas too. It was just not just in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was just there as well. I'm trying to see here. Oh, we got Ken Dog in the house. Ken Dog is
Kenny Mars.
Oh, he's in the building.
He said he see. That means he's sleeping and he right away. So you know, I know we were about to reach our hour mark. I'm trying to see any closing remarks. Do you have guys have any closing remarks as we get ready to end?
Let us know what's good.
Well, for me, my closing remark is I'm gonna go with our black man. You know, we have to find a way to respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one thing we do, is definitely respect each other. You know, when we start respecting each other, we can start building things. You know, we don't need to, insult each other or shame each other. You know, the number one thing we need to do is respect each other. And that's what we are as men. You know, we all about respect. And we got to respect one another. That's my final thoughts on that.
My final thoughts. I love the topic. I think we need to have more discussion about this and how black men can stick together and we can unite together. Well, if black men can get that issue resolved, then we could go focus on the black women. But until then, I think black men got to focus on themselves and let's get ourselves together. Because at the end of the day, black women are watching us. If they see black men fall apart, then that means our community's falling apart. We can't always blame everything on the black woman. Sometimes we just got to look within ourselves and say, well, you know what, at the end of the day, we may be the issue, and it's time for us to change as men and start working together and rebuild this community where it was what. See, I take a page from the days of old. That's why I can tell you in Jordan, we work hard. We work hard because we learn from the days of old and how they work together, and our egos set aside. We know how to play our roles. We know what we're destined to do, and we focus on our destiny. We learn from each other and we grow together. That's how I think black men gotta be. Take the egos out of it, and let's just work together and say, you know what? Let's do this. Because they already said it. It's in the book. They say black people wealth will be at 0 in 2052. That's something people gotta think about. That's my final thought. Go ahead.
In the words of Marcus Garvey, we just got to stick together. And if we're going to get over this inflation, depression, war against black people, and against, we just have to stick together. And that's really all I got to say. And hopefully we can be different and understand everybody's point of view, but still try to work together for a better cause.
And also we want to get a shout out to all the new subscribers. Even the new people that comment today, we got Under a Blood Red Sky. Shout out to you, brother. We have Miss Brownie. Shout out to you, sweetheart. The Susa, you already know you are number one. Just Jay is already our number one. Ken Dog was in the chat as well. People that are watching us on Facebook, people that are watching on Instagram, and we also got that one guy watching us on Twitch. Shout out to you. And also, I can't even make the announcement, but I'll make the announcement for him. We got close to like 8,000 downloads off the platform. So shout out to Chaos Culture Radio. So 8,000 downloads. Yeah, that is huge.
And still counting.
That is huge.
Still counting, yep.
Well, we're trying to hit 10,000 downloads. So shout out to Chaos Culture Radio. It literally been on this platform on its own. I'm very appreciative of being on this team. I always tell Akeem, Dad, and Jordan, this team here is just one of a kind. Thanks to Hakeem. You got to give him his flowers. I'd rather do it a lot. You got to give Hakeem his flowers, man. He came with the vision. I came in with the plan. Jordan came right behind us. And Jordan was like, yo, I want to be a part of this. And, us three together made something beautiful. To get 8,000 downloads, Hakeem, that is huge. Most people have been doing this for years, can't even get one download. So if you get 8,000 downloads, shout out to you, man, and the team, man. We really putting in work, man. I really appreciate it, man. And shout out to you guys that subscribe, man. That you see that our work is not in vain. Is pretty soon gonna pop off, man. And I just can't wait because Hakeem that man working. That man working. And this is how we get down. And make sure if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. If you have not liked, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, click all because we do go live each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. And also we throw our videos throughout the day. That's why you want to make sure you click all. And thank you guys for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio, man. We love you guys, man. And you know how we get down. We over and out.